We have all the highlights from a wild week for the UNI Athletic Department on this edition of Panther Sports Talk, including the 5th-ranked football team's win over Indiana State, a story on the winningest volleyball coach in school history. We introduce you to an administrator who came back to his UNI roots. And we feature a football player that's following in his father's footsteps as he leads the UNI defense. A brand new Panther Sports Talk starts right now.